previous class, we learned about the data types. We understood there are two types of data types. We have the primitive data types and we have the non-primitive data types. So we understood that the primitive data types includes the byte, short, int, long, float, double, boolean, and char. While the non-primitive data types, there are data types such as string, arrays, and classes. So if you take a look, if you're quite observant, all the primitive data types started with lowercase. The byte, the short, the int, long, float, double, character, they are all started with lowercase. But if you are to instantiate a non-primitive data type, we will be starting with uppercase. So that was the strings, the arrays, the classes. So let's do a little overview of the non-primitive data type. So if I'm to clear this out, now a non-primitive data type example is string. A string simply means text or group of characters. So for the primitive data types, we learned about char, which is a single letter. So the non-primitive data type string is just a group of characters or text. So let me name the string string data type. And I give it a value of, this is a string. And if I want to print out this, system dot out dot print line string data type. So if I should execute this, I get an error. And what is that error? Okay, print line is a single and typo error. This is a string. This is our output. So this is an example of a non-primitive data type. So other examples of non-primitive data type includes arrays. So now what's an array? An array is a group of items. In programming, an array is simply a group of items. So I can decide to join a group of strings, write a group of strings. That's an array. Let me make a string array. So this is a string array. So you can see I used curly braces. So first array, separate with the comma. Second array, separate with the comma, and third array. So if I'm to print this out, I can print any parts of my array by simply putting the number of the array. So now in arrays item, counting an array starts from 0. See, which this simply means the first item that's separated with a comma, it's item 0. Second item is item 1. Third item is item 2. It doesn't start from 1, 2, 3. It starts 0, 1, 2. That's the normal. That's the usual counting in Java. So I simply keep item 0, and if I print this out, okay, sorry, I didn't close this line. So I should print this out. First array. If I print item 1, second array, if I should print item 2, third array. You can see the value third array here. If I should print item 3, we get an error because there is no third array. Instead of it, array count starts from 1, 2, 3. So I can also check out the length of this array. I can simply say array dot length. We get the length of this array. So arrays doesn't just include one particular type of data type string. We can also get arrays or create arrays of various data types. You can create an arrays of integers, you can create an arrays of long, we can even create arrays of other classes. So like for example, let me create an array of ints. This symbol YS simplifies this is an array, signifies rather this is an array. So int array is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Close this. So I can simply get the length of this array, and I get 5. I can get item at any position of the array. I can get the item at position 0. I get 1. I can get the item at position 2. And I get 3. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, on and on like that. So in our future class we will learn about looping through an array. In our future classes we'll learn about lists and other things. So this is a brief overview of what non-primitive data types are. So we've learned about the primitive data types, and we've gotten an overview of what the non-primitive data types are. In our next class we shall take a look at the various types of variables.